That's all.
Melvilla was just talking about that there are some things he doesn't want to overload you guys with too much, but that getting back in transition has like got to be one of the big things. What are
Yeah.
those big things you can point out for us?
We're just controlling the ball more with turnovers, gets them in transition. I thought we turned the ball over, a lot in the second game. Offensive rebounds, things like that is what I think beat us. So we got to control that, do a better job of rebounding, keeping them off the glass, and being in control of the basketball and everything else. I think we're good at as far as making shots that happen. That's uncontrollable. So I don't think we'll shoot the ball like that in the fourth again. But the things that we can control are the turnovers and the offensive rebounding and just how physical we come out and then get after it tomorrow.
You mentioned that fourth quarter, and hopefully it won't happen again. But when you have a night like that where shots aren't landing, especially late in a game, what do you do?
Keep going. I mean, you can't think about it. If it was just one of us, cool. It was all three. It was all three of us. But those things happen, and even though we didn't make any shots in the fourth, we still had opportunity to win the game. The game was tied with a couple of minutes to go in the fourth quarter with us not making those shots, us three not making those shots. So that's a positive that we're going to take in the game three.
Is Favors a little bit tougher to guard now than he used to be? Now that he can somewhat knock down that corner three.
No, I don't think that was a major an issue at all. If he can beat us making that shot, then so be it. I think when he's attacking the glass like he did in the second game, and we're not doing a good job of getting rebounding and getting out and starting out a break. When he's offensive rebound, when they offensive rebound the way they did in game two, it's harder for us to get out of open court, get out in transition. So we have to settle for half court offense and the game slows down, and we don't want that.
Stephen compared him a little bit to Zebo, like the way his offensive rebounding style, the way he does his work early on the board. So when you're going up against a guy like that, what's your strategy? Like how do you combat that when a guy is trying to kind of keep you out of the paint that early?
I think that's Steve-O's opinion about it. I think a little bit differently. I try not to compare people. I mean, he's a good offensive rebounder when he's going to the glass. I think we all have to do a better job of just getting those loose basketballs and getting the offensive rebound. And when we did that in game one, we was our transition game was good. Our offense was early and often. The flow of the game was different, and then game two, the game slowed down because of the offensive rebounding.
Well, what's been your sense since the playoffs? It's a brief window of time, but compared maybe to the regular season, what's been your sense of just Billy as a playoff coach? Has he changed?
Well, this is going into my third playoff game with him. Just the focus level, the intensity, the attention to details that we have to follow. That he's, allowing us to go out there and do these things and trusting us to go out there and do the right thing, but also, kind of giving us the recipe and the schemes and, believing in us to go out there and execute that.
Is that what he's like in general? I mean, a guy who is going to give you the direction and then kind of let you.
Yeah, I think now. I don't know what happened last year. I think now with us having more of a veteran team, it's not about. Harping on things 2, 3, 4 times. He give it to us. We get the command and we go out there and we execute that.
No, we only really know you at this stage of your life. What were you like when because you're up there, you're making jokes on the podium, you're always super relaxed. Were you like that when you first came into the league? Did you change over the years?
I think New York changed me a little bit for the better. Just the way that I'm kind of just able to keep things in perspective and understand what's important and what's not important. And, now it's all about kind of just, understanding the situation that we're in. And, in playoffs and these type of situations, when you win one, you lose one, I've seen times where people just panic and start overthinking and things like that. And you know, when I go back and look at the game and recap and watch the film, it's like, you know, Utah did a great job in game 2, but I think we beat ourselves by not doing the small things. So me knowing that, I think I'm able to just, you know, relax and be at peace with kind of what happened, because I know I can control that and we can control that.
Mel, your first road playoff game in a while, and Utah has a pretty good fan base anyway in the regular season. We just kind of talk about what you guys have to expect. Well,
this is a time where we got to come together more so now than ever on the road in Utah. I've been in Utah in the playoffs before. So it's a great environment to play in, to be honest with you. The fans they all over top of you. They screaming, they yelling, whatever they say. We just gotta be prepared for that. And the guys it's going to be us on the bench, us on the court. That's got to be in communication. I got to be tight, because any little, you know, crack in the armor, it can get tough out there. So we don't want to allow that.
Yeah, it's unique in that way, right? I mean, it's like the one place where like they literally are like on top of.
Yeah, it's like it's like a college game, like a college atmosphere, and I think that's what makes that place, you know, so unique. So I enjoy playing there. I think those games are fun, and we will enjoy the next 2 games.
Anything else?
Nope.
Thanks, Carmelo.